Hey guys, Erin Wester here. Excuse the kind of unclean view of me here with my glasses, but today just didn't go as expected. My son has not been feeling well the past few days, so he actually had a blood sugar. He's a type 1 diabetic. He had a blood sugar of 433 this morning and a low-grade fever, and he has a headache and a stomach ache, and he just doesn't feel well. So I kept him home today. He also stayed home yesterday at my parents' house because we had all my appointments and stuff yesterday. So he was also home from school yesterday. So today is the second day, but his blood sugar is even higher today than it was yesterday. So obviously it's a concern. So we're doing 6-day regimen for his diabetes. Hoping to get it down. When we took it at 9, it was 243. So we're trending down. So hopefully at 10, it will be normal. Trying to get this live video in between blood sugar tests and shots and things like that. So, as most of you know, I've been dealing with headaches, exhaustion, joint pain, things like that. Hey Brittany, hey Mary Carol. And, I've been dealing with all those things and not knowing what's going on. Hey Jill. So, they did a whole bunch of blood work. They did an MRI. Hey Melissa, they did all these things and didn't find anything. This is just kind of a recap for those of you that don't 100% know what's been going on. So the doctor, they were just saying, you have an insufficient vitamin D when it was literally a half a point below normal. That was what my vitamin D was. And they were saying my thyroid was fine. I haven't done a T3, T4 yet. I was going to get that done this week, but for those of you that know what was going on Tuesday, you know why I haven't taken care of that. Thank you, Mary Carol. So I went and saw a naturopath on Monday just because I wasn't getting answers from my regular primary doctor. And naturopath had worked for so many people that I know that had people telling them their thyroid and adrenals are fine, and they go to a naturopath and find out that the functioning level's at 0. Hey, Terry. It's just regular medicine doesn't know everything. I'm going to be honest, and sometimes there are other things going on internally that doctors just don't know about. So, I went and saw my naturopath on Monday and had a 2-hour appointment, and, we went through my whole history, everything that's gone on with me, emotional eating that started as a teenager, the competition therapy that was going on when I was a teenager, the addictions to alcohol and marijuana that I went through in my early 20s, the domestic violence I experienced in my early and mid 20s, my pregnancy, fighting my ex in court for custody, things like that, my son's diabetes, getting his dad's visitation taken away, him trying to get back in his life recently, the loss of my daughter, the loss of my horse, my dad's best friend being really, really sick, all these things that have been going on. I had changed my diet. I had done thought I had done all the right things, and things had been better. My gut had started to heal. I'd been feeling better. But then in December, I all of a sudden started not feeling well again and having more headaches again. The migraines and things I've been suffering from since I was a teenager. Thank you, Mary Carol and Brittany. So she told me basically, we have to heal my gut. My gut has to be repaired. So I'm on GI repair, which has not yet come. So I'm taking about half the supplements that I'm supposed to. I'm still waiting for the rest to arrive. But, I'm taking a more concentrated vitamin D once a week, along with daily vitamin D, magnesium citrate, 5-HTP, probiotic, my Shakeology, also upping iron in my foods. Vegan Shakeology is all I can drink just because of my gluten sensitivities and sugar and dairy, all those sensitivities that I have. So, we thought we had it all figured out. Everything was great. And Tuesday I had a regular scheduled yearly gynecology appointment. Women know, pap smear, breast exam, all those kind of things that you get done every year from your insurance. And my gynecologist, who's been my gynecologist since I was pregnant with my son 10 years ago, said there was a lump under my left breast. So, she said I needed to see an oncologist. So basically, I scheduled an oncology appointment for yesterday morning. My mom went with me. My mom, who is not my biological mom, she's my adopted mom, also had a lump back in the 70s and had a mammogram and had it removed. So, she's familiar with those things. Obviously, mammograms aren't the same now as they were in the 70s, but, she's very familiar with that since she also had a lump, which is strange because I'm not her biological daughter, but it was almost in the exact same spot as her, which is just kind of strange. I don't know. So I went and saw an oncologist yesterday, and they wanted to schedule a mammogram and ultrasound of this lump, which, could be from underwire, could be, who knows what it could have been from. Nobody, you just can't know by feeling it what it is. So they wanted me to schedule a mammogram and ultrasound. Okay, I'm going to be 37, a little early to start mammograms, at least around here, but I'm sure it's going to now become a more regular thing. So, we go to schedule the mammogram and ultrasound, and they can't get me until next Tuesday, which would have been insane because that would have been like almost a whole week not knowing what's going on. But the lady goes, you know what? I'll keep trying to get you in earlier. I'll call you if we can get you in earlier. So, okay, me and my mom went out and had lunch with Alex, trying to think positive, trying to take our minds off things. And while we're just finishing up lunch, I get a phone call and they say, we have an appointment in a half hour. Can you be here? So the place is probably about 15 minutes away. It was in Burlington, the new facility in Burlington, Aurora facility. So, we say, yeah, we'll get there. And we got there like 10 minutes before 1. Pretty good. And I had my mammogram, my ultrasound. Their mammogram, they actually found 3 spots. There was 3 spots. 2 underneath the left breast and 1 actually on top of the left breast. So there was 3 spots that they needed to ultrasound. So did the ultrasound, and, they do the ultrasound and they measure how big it is, all those great things. People who had mammograms, ultrasounds, what it's like. It's uncomfortable, but doesn't really hurt. It was okay. So, they do ultrasound and then you have to wait like 20 minutes. You start laying on this bed by yourself, waiting. So, and all this is going on, and Wednesday's also youth group day, so I was supposed to have youth group on Wednesday, but I met with my pastor actually Tuesday night, and we talked about what's going on, and talked about my history, and talked about my daughter, all these things, and, basically she said, don't worry about Wednesday, we'll get it covered, so, I didn't have to worry about that, which was great, which took a lot off my plate, is because I didn't have to worry about youth group yesterday. I missed the kids, kind of, but, you got to take care of you first, so, waiting. And finally the doctor comes in and they say, they are just cysts. You have nothing to worry about. They are benign. And then a huge, gigantic weight comes off my chest because no cancer, just cysts. It's going to be okay. And, you're relieved, but at the same time, you wonder why you were even worried in the first place. You wonder why so many things get thrown at you and you need to handle it and deal with it. And that's what I'm doing. So, no cancer. Everything's fine. I just have lumpy breasts. They're fairly large breasts. I've gained and lost a lot of weight. So that could attribute to it. They didn't even say anything about having to do regular mammograms or anything like that. Just my yearly exams with my doctor, and obviously I need to start doing self breast exams myself. I need to start doing that because I've never done that, which is probably a mistake, but I need to start doing that, obviously. So, back to square one, back to working on my gut health. This kind of delayed things for a few weeks, a few days, which obviously it was the most stressful 2 days of my life. I gotta be honest. When I got home from the hospital yesterday, I basically collapsed for 3 hours. Luckily, Alex was exhausted herself, so she napped too. Thank you, Dorothy. We are very, very blessed and extremely happy that everything turned out fine. Yeah, I'm not going in for a second opinion as a cyst. I understand people are trying to be helpful, but you know, with all the medical care I'm getting and everything, I'm not really worried. You know, 90% is nothing. And, you know, I'm not going in for a second opinion. I'm not going to see more doctors. These people are the best, so I'm not really worried. I think a mammogram and an ultrasound is good enough. I mean, I know you're trying to help Pamela, but I'm being honest. I really don't want any more medical care. I'm seeing a naturopath and a regular basis, so I'm not worried. And I'm going to keep continuing to work on repairing my GI and taking care of me and my family and getting back to working my business like I was working it before and helping you guys how I've been helping you for past 6.5 years, and just get back to normal life, as normal as I can. And you know, I gotta heal the gut from the inside out. I'm going to get a T3, T4 done for my thyroid and get that taken care of. And obviously, again, that got pushed off because of all this going on, but I'm going to be getting that scheduled and just make sure everything's fine with my thyroid, repair my GI, continue on my gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, iron-enriched diet, and really heal this from the inside out. I know there are some other things I need to work on. I need to work on my emotional eating, and I've actually found a therapist that specializes in emotional eating. You know, I've gone to therapy for lots of different things. I've gone to therapy for competition anxiety that I had as a teenager. I've gone to therapy for the domestic violence I've experienced. Yep, I am on probiotics actually as well. Probiotic, yes. You know, and I've gone to therapy for the domestic violence. I've gone to therapy for the loss of my daughter. But one thing that I never really addressed in therapy was my issues with emotional eating. And when I'm stressed and depressed and anxious, and I eat. And obviously, yesterday and Tuesday were not good days for my eating. I'm going to be honest. They weren't. But I didn't even try to stop it. So I need some more therapy to work on that aspect, because that is a huge aspect and it will derail my progress a lot. So I can eat clean and do perfect for like 21 days, 28 days. I'll be great. But, you know, one little thing will happen and I'll just be completely derailed. And, you know, I need to deal with that. So I'm going to go see a therapist that really focuses on emotional eating and food sensitivities and things like that, because I don't even care about my food sensitivities when I'm in emotional state. So yeah, stress, that is what my naturopath said, that my stress is probably triggered my food sensitivities and is triggering my gut issues and it's triggering my GI needing to be repaired. She says the stress and the loss absolutely can affect that stuff. So that's the stuff I need to address in therapy. I'm always a huge advocate of therapy, you know, and therapy is obviously going to be needed to specifically focus on this aspect, because the emotional eating will make me depressed. The emotional eating makes me obviously feel worse about myself because I know what I need to be eating and I just don't do it. So obviously the stress brings on depression and anxiety and more health issues and more fatty tissues in my breasts and all those kind of things. You know, so I'm working on me from the inside out. And, you know, once I've healed my insides, my heart, my mind, my gut, all that, hopefully the outside will get the transformation that I want, that I've been able to get before. You know, I've lost 75 pounds before, so I mean, I know I can do it again. Thanks, Jennifer. Love you too. Yeah, Dorothy, it's crazy. Absolutely, my gluten and dairy issues are way heightened when I'm stressed out. But obviously, all this stuff, not knowing what's going on, causes more stress. Obviously, I don't 100% have answers on my thyroid, but I will. So that's next, is to schedule my T3, T4 panel, so we can make sure 100% my thyroid's fine, because obviously a lot of my stuff is stress induced, a lot of it is gut health, but it could still be thyroid because I'm still exhausted. So I'm gonna check out for today. Gotta make sure. Yeah, true, Jane, for sure. Thanks you guys for all the love, and you know, everything's good as of now, so we're gonna keep working on the insides. So it's time to get to work. And I'm gonna have to work out later today, but it's gonna get done because I got my workout in yesterday. Even though I had my oncology appointment yesterday, I still got my workout in. Yeah, emotional eating can turn into horrible things. That's why I need to deal with it, because I've been dealing with emotional eating since I was 13. So yeah, 20, almost 4, I'm gonna be 37 next month. 24 years almost of emotional eating issues, and I've never dealt with it. Like, maybe I just don't want to admit that it's a problem, but it's a problem. I'm admitting it here. It's a problem. My emotional eating is a problem, and it's absolutely a eating disorder for sure. I'm addicted to food. You know, my addiction for alcohol and marijuana changed to addiction to food that I already had problems with and kind of kicked the butt with. But thank you, Dorothy. Yeah, it is horrible. For those of you that don't have digestive gut issues, it is horrible. It feels like your gut is going to explode from the inside out. It's painful. It puts you on your back with pain. And for those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But it's horrible. It makes you feel awful. You look like you're pregnant. But it's painful. Painful, painful, painful. And even though I know what foods trigger it, I still eat it when I'm emotional. And that is emotional eating. So yeah. Thanks guys for seriously all your prayers, all your loves, all your comments. I love all of you, and you guys helped me get through this. And I'm sorry I've been kind of quiet about what was going on, but yesterday I literally stayed off social media the whole entire day, and I needed it because when I got home I was absolutely completely drained. And again, I had to lay down for like 30 minutes. You know, we got takeout, which is not the greatest thing to do. I'm drinking vegan Shakeology. Actually, I brought all the Shakeology packets to my naturopath, and she said the vegan tropical and vegan chocolate were 100% good. Sadly, I cannot have my cafe latte anymore, which really, really sucks. But if I do it, I'm going to have gut pain. So vegan Shakeology, yes. And she used the amount of iron in the vegan Shakeology along with how much to add into how much iron I need a day, which I need 20 to 30 grams of iron every day, and vegan Shakeology has 5. So yes, she's very familiar with Shakeology. She has worked with lots of Beachbody people, so she's very familiar with Shakeology. So yes, vegan Shakeology every day. I actually put my GI repair powder right in my Shakeology, so I have no excuse not to have it. I need to have it because my GI repair is in there. Which reminds me, I'm actually going to go have my Shakeology right now. So, I think this video went way longer than I expected it to go, just because I'm fielding questions and looking at your comments and letting you guys, I just want you guys to know what's going on, because, and just the easiest way for me to do it is video, because, you know, you can't convey what's really going on in a post with words. I just can't do that. So video is the way to go for me. So you guys that missed the beginning, I was just saying that, hey Priscilla, hey Erica, Sarah. So I was just really saying that, you know, they found 3 lumps, but all 3 are just cysts, are benign. And they are because I have very large breasts, D's. They've been double D's at times. So with the weight gain, weight loss, the pregnancies, you know, it's just fatty tissue cysts. And yep, so I'm going to be getting regular mammograms now at almost 37. So, but that's okay, you know, because it's not painful. It's fine. So we're just going to continue on the naturopath track that I've been going. Again, doing the therapy for the emotional eating and investigating more into the thyroid, the T3, T4, for those of you that missed the beginning. But I kind of laid out everything that's been going on in the video. So if you missed the beginning and you don't know what's been going on with me for the past month, that would be a great thing to check out. Thank you, Jane, Priscilla. We are definitely blessed. Absolutely. My husband seems to think this was a wake-up call, that we have to get our financial and legal stuff in order. So living wills, things like that. It's kind of sad to think about. But this is kind of, you know, you never know what could have happened. It could have been cancer. I could have needed surgery. I mean, you never know what could have happened. So it really made us think, you know, we're both gonna be 37 this year. So we really need to get our living will and all that kind of stuff in order, you know, in case anything was to happen. Because, you know, if anything happened to me, my son would go to his biological father that he has not seen in 6 years and would have to leave our family and my husband and move to Minneapolis, Minnesota. So that would not be a good thing. So yeah, definitely need to get the living will in place and everything set up in case something was to happen, sadly. So I hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.